Good morning. It's Monday, September 30th. I'm Jasmine Anderson. A terrifying burglary caught on camera in Suffolk. Police are looking for this man right now. They say he forced his way into a home in Commack with a handgun and zip ties. It happened early this month on Daisy Lane. Police say a resident was hit in the head before the suspect ran away. A search underway for a killer in Nassau. Police say a 52-year-old woman was stabbed to death and a 50-year-old man was slashed in West Hempstead. It happened in the parking lot of La Candela 2 restaurant on Hempstead Turnpike just after midnight yesterday. Suffolk homicide detectives are investigating the death of a man inside a home in Lindenhurst. We're told the man was found dead around 3:15 yesterday morning on Bristol Street. Detectives do not believe he lived at the home. This East Quogue man is being held without bail, accused of beating his friend for 6 hours before stabbing him to death. Prosecutors say the killing of Christopher Hahn of Hampton Bays was captured by Jeremy Allen's home surveillance system early Saturday morning.
The two of them were supposed to go to an AA meeting, and apparently they went and started drinking, went back to the house, and the two of them became very intoxicated. At some point, there was an altercation or confrontation that grew more violent. We don't have any other details at this point. Again, they were both highly intoxicated.
Allen is due back in court Friday. Time is running out to avoid a crippling dock worker strike. Without a deal, thousands of workers with the International Longshoremen's Association could walk off the job at midnight at 36 ports nationwide, including here in New York. That could have a devastating impact on the economy, stopping the flow of goods, including pharmaceuticals to clothes and toys. Widespread devastation following Hurricane Helene. Today, members of New York's Army National Guard are helping to get supplies to those in need. The death toll from the storm rose to nearly 100 across several states. Hard-hit Asheville, North Carolina is largely cut off, with roads and bridges washed out and power cut off to the city.
Conditions on the ground remain extremely dangerous, even as flooding has continued, and it will continue to recede. Roadways are damaged, there are downed power lines and unstable ground.
President Biden has approved disaster declarations for several states to help free up federal resources. An end to an era in Nassau. The Malvern Cinema and Art Center closed for good yesterday. It marked the end of a more than 3-decade journey for the Stanfields, who purchased the theater in 1990. Last week, the couple made the decision to shut down after they couldn't reach a deal with the landlord over building renovations.
It's sad and it's dark though, and nobody was around. I'm kind of glad, and the weather outside kind of matched my mood, dreary.
The building's landlord was not available to discuss plans for the future of the 5-screen theater. Loved ones are remembering a longtime Long Island meteorologist today. News 12 says one of the first faces of their network, Norm DeVoskin, has died. He forecasted the weather for 30 years until retiring in 2016. DeVoskin was 93 years old. An encouraging trend, deadly drug overdoses are declining on Long Island. Ken Buffa takes a look at why in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
This is my little brother, Stephen Van Cott. Steve, he lost his life June 25th, 2017 to overdose and addiction. I miss him so much.
When it comes to drug overdoses, Allison Van Cott McKenty and Kurt Hall take it personally.
This is my best friend. I live with Justin.
And now that new CDC data says there's been a 3% decrease in overdoses nationwide from 2022 through 2023, these advocates say it gives them hope.
It's still somebody's mother, father, son, brother, sister that is dying. So until those numbers are at zero, I think it's great that they're dropping, but until they're at zero, I don't think we should be quiet about this.
Suffolk County data shows overdoses are down roughly 11.5% from 2022 to 2023. And according to state data, Nassau overdose deaths have decreased nearly 16.5% during the same time.
So what's driving the decrease? Well, experts believe the biggest factor is this, Narcan.
Place it right in the nostril and simply click the button.
Jason Byron is a Suffolk EMS officer and instructor of a Narcan education and administration program.
To understand how it works is a little bit more complicated.
He says informing the public, along with companies and lawmakers making Narcan more publicly available, is making a difference.
What it does is it blocks the receptors in the brain that allows the body to kind of absorb the opiate. Therefore, if an individual is not breathing, unconscious and not breathing, it could actually bring them back.
Kurt and Allison promise to keep fighting to help others. May be running Long Island's Hope House for those in need,
I'm Allison, and you are listening to Play It Forward.
or hosting an addiction radio show. They pray these overdose numbers continue to drop.
He's not in pain anymore.
Because they say overdose deaths are personal for so many others.
People will use drugs. They will use drugs, but they shouldn't die. We just need to look out for each other. This is everybody's problem.
Ken Bufa, Newsday TV.
Ken, thank you. Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Within 70 suspicious deaths have gone unsolved on Long Island over the last 48 years.
Even if we did find out who did it, we're never going to get her back.
Newsday investigates why it's taken so long to solve the mysteries.
It's crazy to us that it can go this long without any type of resolution.
And how law enforcement is trying to bring closure to the victims' families.
Justice is on the way.
The Forgotten, an exclusive Newsday investigation. Thursday at Newsday.com.
The Mets are a win away from the playoffs. After beating the Brewers yesterday, the Amazons need to win at least one game in their doubleheader in Atlanta today to punch their postseason ticket. If the Braves sweep, the Mets are out. The Yankees ended the regular season with a 6-4 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday. The Bombers finished with the best record in the American League. Game 1 of the ALDS is Saturday in the Bronx against Baltimore or Kansas City.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by King O'Rourke Automotive Group.
Preparations are underway for the Ryder Cup's return to Long Island. Carissa Kelman has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
The Ryder Cup is officially here at Bethpage, and with a year to go, there's already preparations underway.
It's almost like if we're taking it as, say, a test score. We're at like a 96 and we want to get to 100.
Andrew Wilson has been a part of the maintenance crew since 1997, helping curate the black course for 2 U.S. Opens, a PGA Championship, and now the 2025 Ryder Cup.
Well, the black course is famous for its bunkers. We have almost 7.5 acres of sand traps, and some of them are quite steep. And the steeper they are, if the ball hits it, we'd like the ball to release down to the flat part of the bunker.
25 members of his 60-person crew are specifically dedicated to the black course, working nearly year-round to maintain its infamous greens.
All the greenside bunkers have been renovated, so that involves like shelling them out, removing the sod, removing the sand, putting in a drainage system, putting all the sand back in, resodding, irrigation. We've been widening some fairways, and we're still going to be doing that to 2 more holes this fall.
The biennial match play event that features USA and Europe's top players could be Bethpage's biggest yet, with an expected draw of 250,000 people over the course of the week.
Build out for hospitality and concessions and grandstands will begin in May of 2025. We will stay open during that time. Some of our courses will be rerouted or shortened, temporary tees, temporary greens, maybe go to a 9-hole.
The old first tee box will be replaced by grandstands that will fit up to 6,000 spectators, and golfers will tee off from this first tee box.
The difference between here and everywhere else is we are a public course, so you'll be able to play it leading up to it and after the event, where at most venues you can't do that unless you're a member.
For Newsday TV, I'm Carissa Kelman.
Should be a great time. Thank you, Carissa. Read more about the Ryder Cup on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Checking out your hyperlocal Monday forecast. Mostly cloudy today, some breaks of sunshine for you. Checking out your day planner. Cloudy today, highs in the low 70s. It gets even cooler when we reach 8 p.m. 63 degrees. My goodness. Well, tomorrow, more clouds, highs in the upper 60s. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thank you so much for watching.